What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be diving into how to make a song in the style of one of the fastest rising and most popular artists Christian music today. It's Forrest Frank. And so without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, we've got 30 tracks to cover, which is really not that much. So let's start by just giving the song a listen just in general. And I started out actually with this beautiful synth harp, which all of this is nothing but Logic stock plugins and Logic stock sounds, except for one thing, but we will get to what that is. But this was beautiful synth harp, which is an Alchemy patch. There's Alchemy, and so it sounded like this. It's kind of got that like feel good vibe to it, which in a Forrest Frank song, you've got to have like plucks or short, like little stabby things that can give a lot of bounce and a lot of groove and that are in a major key for sure. Then I added to it another Alchemy patch called Knocking Echoes. So if you want to go and find these, you can literally, that's the exact name of it. And it sounds like this. So more delay going there. So those two together kind of add a cool vibe. Then later on, as I was again just kind of digging through Logic and digging through what I could do, I found this patch actually in Logic's quick sampler called Broken Music Box. It sounds like this. And I loved how there's not really a lot of attack, but it's got that vibe to it that was just like exactly what I was looking for. And then Bottle Pluck, also in Logic's quick sampler. Like, who knew? So if you put those together, this became, I kind of was going to use the last two patches in Alchemy as like my main pluck sound all the way through the whole song. Changed my mind and actually just decided to use these. Love that. We also have this pluck bass going on, which again, it is literally called pluck bass in quick sampler on its own. We are adding a little bit of distortion there, and we're side chaining it to a kick that eventually comes in. But then I also wanted to add an 808. So if you're doing any kind of like a trap hip hop style thing, I love to throw in an 808. And this preset or this channel strip is actually from my Logic Worship presets pack. It's called Feed the 808,000, and it sounds, go ahead and solo it out. And then with the other one, a lot of bass there. And I thought that just sat really nicely up underneath those plucks. Then the only other synth that we have kind of up in this folder is this piano. So I will solo it out. But again, it's just the exact same like plucky progression. Got a compressor, saturation. I didn't even EQ it at all. And I'm actually not doing the dun, dun, dun. I'm just doing one hit on each of those chord changes. This is the Studio Grand. So just nothing crazy really going on there. So then if you put all, then if you put all of the synths all together for like the chorus where everything is working together, filled out pretty nicely. I was really happy with that. So then I did a little bit of guitar. So our guitars, the first one sounded like this. So just kind of almost like a slap finger picked style. And then same thing on the right. If you put them together, I know they're really quiet in the mix. And each of those presets, again, comes in my Logic Worship presets pack. The first one is more of a lo-fi. He made himself lo-fi. And then the second one is Chorus of Angels, but I've got them panned 100% left, 100% right. And they just add a little bit of extra just little bit of extra texture, a little bit of extra something. They're buried pretty low in the mix, but nothing wrong with having them there. Then we get to drums. I was a little worried about what I was going to do with drums because it's not always easy. Like, I'm always using Splice, right? I'm always using Splice for drum samples, especially in a trap style like this. So the first thing I did was I went into Drum Synth and I just got this clap. Put a little bit of saturation on it. Then started my deep dive into Apple Loops, which if you are not familiar with, if you are obviously working in Logic, you come over here to Loop Browser and see a lot of these I don't even have downloaded yet. You might have them all downloaded, you might have none, something to check on, because there is a lot of really good stuff. The rest of these sounds, the rest of these loops all came straight out of Apple Loops. So obviously if you're in Logic, you have 100% access to all those. With our clap, then next was this next level kick. So it sounded like this. And then the clap. A ton of bounce there already. We added this deep sleep snare, which this isn't as much a snare, it's more of like a perk type of a loop type of thing. You'll hear it. Adds so much bounce. I do have tremolo going on 50% depth, so it's kind of bouncing around your ears just a little bit. And then we have this perk loop, again, just adding even more bounce. And then every now and then I'm adding in a fill. So you'll see it right here. You'll hear this fill. So really good loops. I was really surprised, honestly. I was very pleasantly surprised. And I knew I needed drums like that to make a song in this style, but this shows that you can do it. Then once we get to the chorus, we do get this hi-hat right here. And I thought it sounded great. And I know it says Quick Sampler and it's got this hi-hat. This is not in Quick Sampler. You go into Apple Loops, you pull this in, and that's where it gets it from. It sounds like this. Thought those drums really worked out great. We have another drum fill. The first one is called Hush Tones Tom Fill, and then I used this fill here. The last couple of things are just some risers and cymbals. The sparkle and shine cymbal sounds like this. Thought that worked great for that. I did want to, when we got to the pre-chorus of the song, I wanted to add in something that was almost just like an effect. So I got this around the block topper thing. And it naturally kind of bounces around. And so then like with, I'm gonna mute the vocals because we'll do those last, but with the instruments, it sounds cool. And it literally matches the progression. So that worked out perfectly. And then the very last drum that I think I have not covered was an electro riser. I just went over to Apple Loops and right here, I just searched loops and did riser. And then there it was. So super simple, and I only am using that the second pre-chorus and the second hook. So all the drums with the riser. And then with all the synths. Oh, that sounded great. So then all we needed really was a vocal. Our usual suspects that I've talked about when you're using Logic plugins a lot on this channel, which is just, we've got pitch correction, and I am using flex pitch on this main vocal. Then we EQ, we compress, multi-presser, multi-band, but de-essing, then EQ, compress, de-ess. And I did add exciter on the end, actually a lot of exciter. It's really it. It's kind of the basis, and we've talked about vocal chains a lot on the channel. I am going to be offering this vocal chain though, 100% free. So if you want the download link to that, it is in the description below. Synths even are the usual suspects. So our vocal sounds like, you know what, let's do a before.
I have been redeemed, what can I say? My life has turned a different way.
All right, so then with all of our processing, it sounds like this.
I have been redeemed, what can I say? My life has turned a different way.
There's a delay throw going on that too. So that is our vocal. Let's get into the chorus.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You already know Sunday. Every day is yours, and we'll make a joyful noise.
Then we're gonna get to this choir section, which if you're doing a Forrest Frank song, you gotta have a choir. Before we do that, I did add a vocoder. It sounds like this with the main vocal.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And all I'm doing to process that is EQ, just rolling off some of the low end, de-essing it really hard, and then compressing it really hard. The key here is to use the vocoder instrument and to try to use it as well as you can. I like to take off some of this low end, and then I EQ'd it off too, but then stretch the format back down to get that vocoder sound. Add a little bit of resonance. Stereo width is 100% like full. It's really all.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And for a stock vocoder, that's pretty good. Then we get to this post-chorus, and this happens here, and then it happens at the end of the song too. So the first thing that I did was I just tracked my own choir in, and it sounds like this. 3 takes of the exact same thing. One's right down the middle, and then one pan to one side and one to the other. The reason I did O's, and there's a vocoder that is doing the same exact thing there. All right, so we don't really have to talk about that. But the reason I did an OO type of a thing was because I knew I was going to use this choir instrument. Now, I know everybody's going to freak out for a second and say, wait a minute, that is Contact, that's not a Logic instrument. This is a 100% free choir plugin by Jacob Collier. So I felt okay about using that because if you want to go and download this totally free, you can. And it's honestly a really good plugin, and it allows you to get choir sounds where he recorded the choir. It's a real choir that does like an O or a or a ah or a, I guess, an E type of a humming thing. So if you layer that in with the O's that I did, you get this. See how full that sounds? And again, I'm doing absolutely nothing to process that, straight out of the box. So it is a great option, and again, 100% free. So now with everything, and we'll go to the end here, because I did a moment here at the very end where I just let the choir go. So this is our last chorus. And then just the choir. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, please go ahead and throw a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If there's another artist that you would like to see me break down how to make a song in that style, please leave a comment below, and see you next time.